Are you looking for more appropriate solutions to improve the efficiency of your retail, logistics, warehousing, or catering business? From thermal label printers to shipping scales, we sell a variety of products to do just that. Munbin, more choice for your growing business. Visit munbin.com.
We know anxiety doesn't work 9 to 5, so anyone can text Shout anytime. But being there 24/7 takes funding. Click to donate and join the Thumb War for mental health.
Cherry Printers are an established printing company that produce quality products at sensible prices. From cash receipts and invoice books to GDPR-compliant, confidential visitor sign-in books, they have it all. For more information, visit cherryprinters.co.uk. Unboxed. Proudly sponsored by Cherry Printers.
Puberty is a normal part of growing up, but it can affect you in different ways. It can be scary not knowing what to expect, especially when people might say different things about what happens during puberty. You are listening to Unboxed with an episode about puberty.
Unboxed
with Finley Ratnet.
Finley Ratnet.
Finley!
Yes, welcome to another episode of Unboxed, this one about puberty. Now we're going to start off with, 8 top facts about puberty, which might, it'll be a good start to give you these 8 facts, which sort of give you the sort of general idea and sort of the most important information, if you like, or some important information to give you advice mainly about puberty. Now, puberty can start at different ages. That's usually between 8 and 13 if you're a girl, and 9 and 14 if you're a boy. Everyone starts puberty at different ages or times, and it's completely normal to start before or after your friends. And it's okay to talk to your doctor or an adult you trust if you're worried about puberty starting earlier or later. Now, you'll go through lots of changes during puberty, and some changes are more noticeable than others, and it can take up to 4 years for all the changes to happen, but sometimes it can be quicker. Now, spots and acne are common. It's normal to get spots and blackheads during puberty, and you might have acne. Spots and acne are caused by your hormones, not by being dirty or not washing. Your hormones might make you sweat more too. Now, acne is a skin condition that looks like spots, blackheads or pimples, and it's often on your face and back. Try not to squeeze or pick your spots, and always take your makeup off before bed. And I know it's difficult if you see a spot on your face or anywhere else, you want to get rid of it, and the most common way of doing so is trying to squeeze it. Now, that's not always the best way to do it, because it can make it worse. Now, it can be difficult to live with, and you might feel embarrassed, upset or depressed because of your acne. But remember, it won't last forever, and it can help to talk about your feelings. Not everyone gets acne, but if you do, there are gels and creams you can buy to treat it, or your doctor might prescribe medication for it. Now, it's good to make sure you are clean and healthy by washing, showering or having a bath once or twice a day and using deodorant. Overwashing can make acne worse by irritating your skin, so try not to wash the area more than twice a day. Now, one of the first things you might notice during puberty is that your body shape starts to change. Girls will start to develop breasts and your hips will grow rounder. It's normal to put on some weight and to grow a bit taller during puberty. Boys will go through a growth spurt and become taller during puberty, as well as becoming more muscular. You might have food cravings as your body adapts to all the changes. Girls often put on a little weight and feel uncomfortable and bloated a few days before your period. Now, mood swings, that's the next one. They're a normal part of puberty. You might feel like you can't control your feelings, like feeling happy or positive one minute and irritable, grumpy or tearful the next. Now, your hormones coping with the changes in your body and maybe having acne or body odour can all affect your mood. You might feel self-conscious or have low self-esteem, and it can help to tell your friends and family that you're finding emotions tough at the moment. Your hormone levels will start to settle down as you go through puberty, and you might find that your mood swings don't happen as often, and when they do, they're less extreme or less of a problem for you. In the meantime, breathing exercises can help when your emotions feel all over the place. Try breathing in for a count of 4 and out for a count of 4 and repeat 5 times. to start to feel calmer. Well, I mean, a few years ago I was told about this. I've been told about that sort of thing by various doing counsellors. You think, what? How is breathing going to help? But trust me, if you do that, breathe in for a count of 4 and out for a count of 4 and repeat that 5 times or more, it can actually, coming from me, help you to feel calmer, which is actually a really good way of doing so. Staying healthy can also help. Try to eat a balanced diet, exercise regularly, and get a good night's sleep as well. Sleep is really important for teenagers and all ages really, but especially when you're going through those changes, getting enough sleep is really important. Now the next one, you might get crushes. Having a crush on someone can be a normal part of puberty and growing up. It's when you feel strongly attracted to someone and you might think about them a lot and imagine being together or having a relationship with them. Now your crush might be someone younger, older or a similar age and could be someone you know or someone you don't know. It's not always a sexual attraction and you might have a crush on someone of the same sex if you're straight, for example. Often your crush is someone you admire and look up to. You might like their personality, their abilities, how they behave or how they look. Your crush might not ever know about your feelings and try to understand whether they have the same feelings can sometimes feel confusing or frustrating. And in some situations, a crush can't develop into a relationship, especially if your crush is a celebrity or someone like your teacher. It's natural to have these feelings and being attracted to someone can feel nice, but it can also hurt sometimes, like when the other person doesn't feel the same way or having a relationship with them isn't the right thing to do. If you find that thinking about your crush makes it difficult to focus on other things or stops you from doing everyday tasks, it is best to talk to a trusted adult and get some support with that. Now, masturbation is something that teenagers, coming from my own experience, you might talk about in a sort of jokey way, but it is a normal thing. Both girls and boys masturbate, and it is completely natural. Now, masturbation is when you touch your body and your genitals because it feels good or pleasurable. You can make yourself orgasm or come by doing this. It's a way of discovering your body, how it makes you feel, and what kind of things make you feel good during sex. It's a normal part of life. It is okay to masturbate in private if you want to, and it's not something to be ashamed of. Now, some people masturbate a lot and some people hardly do it at all. Everyone's different. It's normal to have urges or want to masturbate, often when you're going through puberty, but there are some things to talk about it or think about. It's important to make sure this doesn't lead to anything that makes someone else feel uncomfortable. For example, masturbating in public when other people are around is not acceptable. Think about if you feel uncomfortable with how often you do it. Do you find it hard to concentrate at school or while doing homework because you want to masturbate? Or are you less interested in your hobbies? If this is the case, you could try masturbating slightly less each week until you are only doing it as much as you feel comfortable with. The next one is you might compare yourself to friends. Now, comparing yourself to your friends is normal sometimes, but puberty is an individual journey and your body will develop at its own pace. You might feel unsure, confused or insecure when so many changes happen at the same time, and it can help to talk to your friends about their experiences as you go through puberty together. Now, a lot of young people compare how they look and how fast or slow changes are happening. Your friends might go through puberty before or after, or slower or quicker than you, and whatever differences there are at the moment, you'll go through similar changes eventually. Things like your height and breast or penis size are unique to you. It's normal for everyone to be different, so comparing yourself negatively to others probably won't help. Now remember, there's no right or wrong order for things to happen during puberty. Information like this can help to reassure you what's happening is normal, but it won't tell you exactly what changes will happen to you and exactly when they'll happen. You can try to allow things to develop in their own time and talk to someone you trust, whether that's a doctor, a parent, a carer, or a friend, if there's anything worrying you. Now, most people grow pubic and body hair. Some people grow more hair than others, and you can decide whether to remove your pubic or body hair. It's up to you what feels right for you, and no one should pressure you to either remove it or to leave it. If you decide to remove your hair, there are different ways to do it. You could shave using a razor of shaving gel or cream, or you could use an electric razor. To avoid shaving rash, it's a good idea to wash before shaving, keep your razor clean, and to replace the blades or your disposable razor when the blades are blunt. Now, some people prefer to use hair removal products like gels and sprays to wax their body hair, or use products that make dark body hair lighter in colour. If you do, always follow the instructions on the packet and do a patch test on a small area of skin first to check for any reactions, because you don't want to plaster yourself with gel or spray and then you have a reaction to it. So always do a patch test on a small area first. You can check with an adult the first time you use the product or if you have any questions. Now, shaving, waxing, or using an electric razor or scissors are ways to remove or trim pubic hair, but other products aren't safe to use close to your genitals. Whatever method you use, there are possible risks such as cuts, rashes, burns, and infections. If you are worried about an injury, you can speak to an adult you trust, or you can call NHS 111. And finally, it can help to talk. Finding someone to talk to can help when you have questions or worries about puberty. It can be difficult and you might feel embarrassed, but finding someone who will listen and explain things can help you to feel more confident and supported. Think about someone you trust who listened and gave you helpful advice in the past. It's all about who you feel comfortable with, and that might be your aunt or uncle, cousin, I don't know, older sibling, parents, carers, teachers, I don't know, a coach, school nurse, or you could even go to support services such as a childline counsellor or other forms of online support.
A mental health podcast for young people.
Unboxed
With Finley Ratnet.
Finley Ratnet.
Now we're going to divide the rest of this episode up in two pieces. This part is going to be about puberty for boys, and then a bit later on we'll cover puberty for girls. Now, as I said, puberty is when your body changes as you grow and develop to become an adult. These changes can affect you in different ways. Puberty is a series of changes your body goes through as you grow. Your body produces hormones which change your body, and they can also affect your emotions. Getting used to all the changes can sometimes be stressful. Now, you'll go through a lot of changes during puberty. Some changes are obvious to other people, like growing taller, and some only you will know about. So we'll start with facial, body, and pubic hair. When you go through puberty, you might start to grow hair under your arms, on your face and chest, around your penis, and on your legs and arms. It's your choice whether you decide to shave your facial hair, as I said, but do remember, if you do decide to shave, you'll need to buy a razor and shaving gel or cream, or an electric razor, and you can buy them from a supermarket or a pharmacy, and you might need to ask your parent or carer if you don't have your own money. Sweating as well, that's something that is obviously natural. As you go through puberty, you might find that you sweat more. This is because your sweat glands change and produce more sweat to help keep control of your body's temperature. Keeping the areas that you sweat, like your armpits, clean and dry will help to stop any smell developing. It is important to wash, bath, or shower once or twice a day, wear clean clothes, and you can also wear deodorant or antiperspirant. A lot of people think they're the same, which I used to, if I'm honest. But deodorant, as far as I'm aware, is something just, you spray on yourself. Other people call it a body spray, and it's just sort of it's a scent that I guess can sort of help cover up the smell of sweat, if that makes sense. And an antiperspirant, if you break it down, the word perspire is another word for sweat, so sweat and perspire is the same thing. So antiperspirant is a spray that basically not necessarily stops you sweating, but lowers how much or reduces how much you sweat. Now, if you sweat a lot, try wearing loose-fitting clothes. Cotton material will help you to cool quicker than polyester or nylon. And change your socks regularly and wear different shoes when you can. Now then, erections. An erection is when your penis goes hard and stiff. It's normal for an erect penis to be slightly bent or curved, and this is nothing to worry about. Erections can happen when you're thinking about sex or about someone you find attractive. Or sometimes you might get an erection when you don't expect it, like I don't know, maybe you're at school or on the bus. This may seem embarrassing, but it happens to most boys, believe me. An erection can last for a short or long time. If your erection is painful, you can call NHS 111 for advice. And if your erection has lasted for more than 4 hours, you might need to go to your nearest accident and emergency or A&E department. Now, producing sperm. Sperm are made in the testicles or balls and are part of the fluid called semen that you ejaculate from your penis. Now, semen is usually white or grey but can occasionally appear yellowish. Semen becomes more sticky and jelly-like after ejaculation before it turns to liquid again after about 5 to 40 minutes. Now, sexual thoughts, feelings and wet dreams. A wet dream is when you ejaculate cum and release sperm male reproductive cells in your sleep. It's normal to have sexual thoughts and feelings, especially during puberty when your body is changing. It can be confusing and strange at first, but it isn't unusual. Your feelings should calm down after a while when your body adjusts to the changes. Usually wet dreams happen during dreams of sexual thoughts or images. Sometimes you might wake up from a wet dream, but often you'll sleep through it. So that covers puberty for boys. A quick roundup of the 8 things that you will experience. During puberty, your voice gets deeper. Some people might refer to this as your voice breaking. You'll get taller, bigger, and more muscular. Pubic hair will start to grow around your penis and testicles. Your penis and testicles will grow larger. Hair will grow on your face and under your arms. You'll get sexual thoughts and feelings. You might get spots and start to sweat more. And finally, you might feel more irritable or moody than usual. This is because of changes in your hormones. But don't forget, everyone is different. Everyone goes through puberty in different ways. But if you have any questions or concerns, it is a good idea to speak to someone you trust, whether that's a parent, carer, a friend, or maybe someone in school you can trust, whether that's a member of staff or the school nurse.
A mental health podcast for young people.
Unboxed.
With Finley Ratnet.
Hey! Finley Ratnet.
Now, puberty for girls. As I said, you'll go through lots of changes during puberty, some obvious to other people and some obvious only to you. The changes might feel strange, but puberty is, of course, a natural part of growing up. So, first up, your breasts and hips start to grow and your body will have more curves. Bodies grow at different rates during puberty, so try not to compare yourself with anyone else. The size and shape of your breasts will keep changing throughout your life. Lots of things can affect their size and shape, like losing or gaining weight, pregnancy, and breastfeeding. We're all different and have different body types, so our breasts will look different too. There's no specific size or shape that breasts should be, but we often wish our breasts were different. When I say are, I'm referring to us as listeners, not me, because I'm a boy. But it can be hard not to compare yourself to other people. It can also be difficult to always see women online and in movies or magazines with perfect looking breasts. It's important to remember some of the women we see may have been airbrushed or had surgery to look a certain way in real life. We are all unique. And when I say airbrushed, I mean Photoshop. A lot of magazines and things in the press these days of celebrities, a lot of them are airbrushed or photoshopped. Now, you'll grow body hair and pubic hair, same as boys. When you go through puberty, you'll start to grow hair under your arms, on your private parts, on your legs, and sometimes on other parts of your body. And most people grow pubic and body hair. Some people grow more hair than others. Now, like I said, it's up to you whether to remove your pubic or body hair. Have a look at the different ways to remove it if you want to on the Childline website. Lots of information there. And of course, like I said, with the boys, same thing applies. You might sweat more. As you go through puberty, you might find that you sweat more. This is because, as I said, your sweat glands change and produce more sweat to help keep control of your body's temperature. Now, periods. During puberty, most girls start having periods. It's common to experience premenstrual tension or PMT in the week or days just before your period. If you do, you might feel tired, anxious, or irritable, and you might have bloating, headaches, and trouble sleeping. If premenstrual tension is causing you problems, you can keep a diary of your symptoms and see your doctor. If these tips aren't helping you. You might have lots of questions like what exactly are periods and how often they happen, what they look like and what to use when you have them. I'll give you some quick information, quick few things to know about periods. It's good to be prepared for your period in case it starts unexpectedly. It can feel confusing or embarrassing, but there's nothing to be ashamed of. And of course, you can talk to a relative or another adult you trust about what's going on. But periods are, of course, a natural part of growing up for most girls. And you'll have your first period during puberty. During your period, you'll lose a small amount of blood from your vagina. It's nothing to be scared of, and it only will last a few days. You'll get your period about once a month, and it will last between 3 and 8 days. You might have a stomach ache before or during your period, so ask your parent or carer about a hot water bottle or your usual painkillers to help the pain. You can use sanitary pads, tampons, or menstrual cups to collect the blood. If you don't have one of these right now, you can put some tissue or toilet paper in your underwear until you can get one to use. Sometimes periods aren't regular, especially when they first start, and it might be difficult to plan exactly when you'll get your period. But like I said, if you have any concerns or worries, it is a good idea to talk to an adult you trust. Now, discharge is a clear white liquid. It's completely normal, and it's how your vagina keeps itself clean. If the discharge is yellow or smells, or if your private parts feel itchy, you should see your doctor, as you might have an infection. You'll usually have thicker or more discharge just before your period. It might stain your underwear, so you could wear panty liners if you want to. They're in the same section as sanitary pads and tampons in supermarkets and chemists. You might need to ask your parent or carer about money to buy sanitary products if you don't have your own. And if you feel embarrassed about choosing and buying them, you could ask a relative or friend to go with you. Now, changes to your breasts. Breasts come in all shapes and sizes, and they're all normal. Having one breast which is bigger than the other is also normal, and it's normal for breasts to feel sore or tender sometimes. This is usually just before or during your period. Breasts can feel heavier or softer before a period, and nipples come in different sizes and shapes. They can be outwards or inwards. The area around the nipple is called the areola, and it's normal for it to be a few shades darker than your breast. Sometimes nipples have bumps, pimples, or hairs. You can start wearing a bra whenever you want to, when you feel that you would be more comfortable wearing one. Then it's the right time for you. It's important to get a bra fitted in a department store or specialist bra shop, so that you make sure you are wearing the right size, and a sports bra can give more support when you are exercising. Now, masturbation, as I said before, is when you touch your body and your genitals because it feels good or pleasurable. People of any gender can masturbate, and it's completely natural. Whether you masturbate is your choice. People usually masturbate when they're on their own, but sometimes they'll do it with a partner, and it's not okay to masturbate in public. If you're worried about masturbation, it can help to remember whether you do it is your choice. Some people masturbate lots and some don't do it at all. There's no right or wrong way to do it, or there's no right or wrong amount to do it. If you want to do more, there's lots of information on the Childline website on their puberty page.
A mental health podcast for young people.
Unboxed
With Finley Ratnet.
Finley Ratnet.
Now, I hope this episode has been useful to you. If there's anything you'd like me to cover, any specific topics, any if there's an episode you'd like me to do something about, if you have an idea of an episode, then you can get in touch. You can email hello@unboxedpodcast.co.uk. You can give me a call, 0117 318 2686. I am in college. I do have other commitments as well. If you do call, I will give you a call back. Or if you are not in a hurry, then you can send me a message on WhatsApp. Same number.
Text us on WhatsApp 0117 318 2686. Start your message with the word unboxed.
Yes, 0117 318 2686 is the same number for WhatsApp. Just add that number to your phone contacts. I'll give you that number again in a second. Add that number to your phone contacts. Then, as you would, go on WhatsApp, select us as the recipient, send us a message, let me know what you thought of this episode. Let me know about what you'd like to hear me talk about in the future. And any questions or concerns you have, please do get in touch. That number one more time if you want to message us on WhatsApp.
Text us on WhatsApp 0117 318 2686. Start your message with the word unboxed.
0117 318 2686 is that number. Or of course you can email hello@unboxedpodcast.co.uk. But like I said, I hope this episode has been useful to you. Do get in touch if you have any questions or concerns or any episode ideas. Do get in touch. But thank you very much for listening to this episode of Unboxed about puberty. Do enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. Bye bye for now.
A mental health podcast for young people.
Unboxed
With Finley Ratnet.
Finley Ratnet. Finley!